is.
Hey, what you think, dog? You good?
Zach is going to be brought to us today by PrizePicks. We all make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement of this sports season, whether you're following the NFL, NBA, or both. There's no better place to jump in on the action if you haven't tried it yet. PrizePicks is the simplest way to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you get them right, you win. It takes less than 60 seconds to make your lineup, and you can play anywhere PrizePicks operates. Download the PrizePicks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first 5. Let's go LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after you play your first 5. PrizePicks, it's good to be right.
Zach,
right,
we're used to crapping on the Browns for almost everything they do, but this actually seems like a good move. You like it?
Yeah, I think it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, you pay for pass rushers.
Yeah.
You know who he is. He's been in your building. He's developed in your program.
Yeah.
And he's a good player. Now, they are so up against the cap.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where I wanted to go with it.
So, you need guys, because I think they only had like 35 guys under contract for next year. And a lot of that includes like the bottom of the roster guys.
Right.
So you commit to him. Now, is Isaiah McGuire going to be on the trade market now in the offseason? Maybe.
Yeah.
And then the question looms with the offensive line. The top 6 offensive linemen do not have a contract for next year. And the Browns have cap issues.
Right.
So, it was surprising because it happened at 11 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
With 6 weeks left in the season, right?
It is
But
strange
it's not
timing.
surprising to see Alex Wright in the plans. It's just, okay, this is a further bet on the defense. It's already good. And are they going to leave the defense out to dry for 2 more years while Alex Wright's still here? Yes, is the answer to that.
Probably yes. Probably yes.
They've never had depth, well, at any position they've never had depth, but particularly up front. I remember watching Ogunjobi and Myles play way too many snaps than what they should be a few years ago. So why can't you keep McGuire and just keep rotating these guys in?
Outside of number 95, what's the best thing going on in this organization right now?
The defensive.
It's Jim Schwartz.
Oh, well,
It's Jim Schwartz is who have they brought in this off, who have they committed to? Tyson Campbell, who's best in a Jim Schwartz scheme, and now Alex Wright, who obviously has come up under Jim Schwartz, right?
Are the Browns aware that they're allowed to improve their offense?
Clearly they are not.
It's really kind of, when you put it those, because I've screamed about it all offseason. They had the second pick, they traded down, and they took defensive guys with their top 2 picks, knowing their offense was horrendous.
Right.
And now you mentioned Tyson Campbell locking up Alex Wright. It's like they are not even paying any attention whatsoever to the offensive side of it.
There are more layers to this whole thing because the salary cap and the roster are so weighted in that direction. There's just not guys under contract. And there's so few guys under contract of consequence that you look at it and you wonder where these salary adjustments are going to come. Right?
Yeah.
So they're going to have to get rid of guys, or they're going to have 14 rookies again, which would give them a team next year that's half of rookies and second-year players. And that's almost certainly what it's going to be, barring like a complete shift.
But that's also, we haven't spent enough time talking about this, but they're carrying what, 14 rookies now? Like 6 undrafted?
13 now with the guy with Dom Jones going on IR.
Okay,
13
so 13
rookies.
and what, 6 undrafted? Something like that?
7. There were 7 picks.
That's insane.
Yeah, right.
And there aren't many. I think the Browns, I almost said Cavs, the Browns and the Vikings, I think, were the 2 teams that carried the most rookies this year.
The Patriots have.
Well, they're going to have to do it again next year.
And that's what I'm saying. So
you're going to have probably over 20 players on this team next year that are either first or second year.
The Browns
players.
have 10 picks right now. But they'll have at least 10 or 11 rookies on next year's team, and maybe 13 or 14.
So that's almost half the roster.
Right, when you add it to this group.
Yeah, first or second year
player.
Yeah, so it's 13 rookies right now. The kicker is not technically a rookie, but he's first year. And you have a lot of younger guys playing.
Yeah. And they're going to have to, you can't have an entire offensive line of rookies, but you're going to have a few.
Yeah, and look, Alex Wright is probably the right move, right? But now you look, okay, is Ronnie Hickman going to be here? Who is going to play offensive line? Njoku's probably not going to be here. Joel Bitonio is probably going to retire. But, there's no depth on this team, right? So you need these rookies to develop.
Right.
And we'll see. And I don't think the Alex Wright signing affects that. It's just notable that it's like, okay, this is who they're committed to, and it's again on defense.
Zach, me and Tyvis, we did a film breakdown, and again, Tyvis, I don't know, he's so demonstrative lately. I like this new Tyvis. He says,
it's the hair.
We going over the film. He's like, you know what? I'm tired of this 12, 13 personnel stuff. Why we got a tight end out here split out wide? And I was like, Tyvis, you do know we ain't got nobody. Like that's all we got.
Zach, it's ridiculous because the reason that you go into 12 personnel is to force that team to go to base. The other team doesn't go in the base. So therefore, okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Run the ball. No. We're going to take Harold and put him out at the X
Getting locked
and
up.
run fades. with a corner on him. I'm like, what are we doing? That corner should cover him all day, every day.
He
Like,
does.
this ain't nothing. It's mind blowing to me.
Where are we going to get? Where do they don't got nobody? Where are they finding offensive linemen and receivers?
Right.
Like, where are they going to find them?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because they don't exist, right? Like, you look around this league, like, there's not enough quarterbacks and there's not enough offensive linemen. That's suddenly not going to change with one draft.
I mean, they traded for Cam Robinson. He can't put his feet in the right spot
At all.
He gets flagged every single game.
Well, there's a reason
for
he
illegal
signed an
formation.
$11 million deal and then got traded 4 months later because he got beat out by a rookie, and the Texans are a bad offensive line.
I mean, somebody check his shoe size. How do you line up? Like, you go back and look. I'm exaggerating, but not by much. How many times has he been flagged for illegal formation this year for not being able to put his feet in the right spot?
Are we going to be without both tackles in this upcoming game?
They practiced yesterday on a limited basis, so I
Okay.
think that's probably something we'll know more about tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, when you first hear that and you see that and you finish the game, you know, Jenkins is a guard and he's out there playing right tackle to finish the game. Like, that's difficult. So,
Yeah.
you know, Cornelius Lucas, who they brought in to be the backup tackle, he doesn't dress most games.
Right,
His
right.
cap number next year is almost $4 million.
Yeah.
Who's doing
Like, they've just made bad investments. The only lineman they've drafted in 2 years, we talk about it every week, is Zach
Yeah.
Zinter. He doesn't dress on Sundays.
Right. And you know how bad you have to be not dressing?
And so when I talk about the top 6 offensive linemen all being free agents, that doesn't include the guy they drafted in the 3rd round last year. He's not in the top 6. He's not in the top 8. He doesn't
Right.
draft. He doesn't dress.
Are you saying that the Browns are just giving money away?
Yes, they are.
Well,
Yeah.
good. Put the camera on me, Steve. This is the
Here
perfect
we
time to
go.
talk about this, because there's this kid that's on the Browns radio network that does pregame and postgame shows. Since we just giving money away, you know, you want to throw me a couple extra of them dollars, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually putting in the work to try to give the people the things they need to hear and try to teach them the game.
Negotiate
Browns
with
can't
the
even do
media.
direct deposit. They're going to
Appreciate
pay you
that.
more money?
As much as I appreciate that, you might be playing punt coverage by week 15.
They know I
That's
need to
probably
push
where your raise is coming.
Would you be shocked? Let's say the Browns have a top 5 pick. How shocked would you be if they announced that pick as Caleb Downs?
Well, shocked in the Browns, we separated those terms long ago.
Nothing they can do with this shot.
I would be shocked. But look, if they end up in the top 2, they have to take a quarterback. If they end up 3, 4, 5, 6, almost any positions. No, it has to be offense, probably.
Yeah.
But, like,
They
there's a
gonna
million
take
different ways
you
you
know
can
they're
go.
going to take a defensive player. They just did it last year. They love to do the same thing twice.
They have to get wide receiver and they have to get offensive tackle. They have to.
We have gone 10 minutes and have not talked about Shaduer Sanders, so let's get to it. What did you think of the first performance, and what are you expecting for this week?
I was largely unsurprised,
Yeah.
right, given the lack of preparation and just the fact that they told us that he wasn't ready in so many different ways.
Right.
You know? Here's the other thing. Kevin, in retrospect, should have come out a long time ago and said this is a redshirt year. We like this kid. He's not ready. Now, it wouldn't have mattered if he said that because they pushed him up to number 2 by the 7th of October anyway. Right? But he should have said that. So now he goes and plays. I think he will be better. I think in some ways he can't help but be better. There's no middle ground on this Shedeur discussion.
That's right,
right?
sadly.
So if you take that out, if you had to choose this week, what do you think? Total failure or great success? I mean, nothing you've seen says success.
Yeah, no.
But I do
Right.
think he'll be better, and I think I'm excited to see what happens. And to go to the middle ground discussion for one, like, it's important that he's at least that, because there aren't enough quarterbacks to go around.
Right.
You know, the Steelers have to start Mason Rudolph this week. They're the only team in the division that hasn't played 3. So, like, you need Shaduer Sanders to be an NFL quarterback, even if he's not this mega star. Like, you need him to go out there and read defenses and not throw pick sixes and do all those things. Like I said, I think he will be better, but this is important for the future of this franchise, that he's at least a competent NFL player, because regardless of who wanted to make the investment, they've made the investment, and we didn't even get to Thanksgiving, and here he is playing.
I mean, in this game, if he went 11 for 17 for 182 yards and a touchdown, I'd be
That's
like,
a
okay.
win.
That's a
That's
dub.
a win.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
wrist
yeah,
up moments right
Yeah.
there.
Like,
Shoot those
anybody
fireworks
expecting
off.
him to throw for 300 yards with 3 touchdowns, like, be
To
realistic
who?
here.
I don't think nobody said 300, and I'm the Kool-Aid Mafia drinker, bro.
We
Like,
don't
what you
have the
talking about?
weapons for 300 yards.
Zach, I will say, you're right. I will say, and maybe, again, I'm crazy. I feel like a kind of neutral on Shedeur. I want to see, right? But I will say that when he came on that final drive of the game, I felt a little more confident in him. Like, I thought there was a chance that they could score there. Whereas with Gabriel playing, I thought there was no chance.
You're right.
Is that crazy?
You are right.
Okay.
Now, I'll say this. The one thing this group has succeeded in 6 years is completely lowering the bar.
That's couldn't be more true. Yeah.
So when a guy comes in and doesn't throw every pass for 4 yards, you're like, there's a chance that this might go to the inside.
You're right.
There's no other way to say it.
We was like, oh, listen.
He's throwing the ball down. At least he threw it downfield a little bit.
Right. Like when it turned out to be a big thing that I never envisioned. But when I saw him at rookie minicamp just look like an NFL quarterback, just pick up the ball and spin it like an NFL quarterback, it was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What happens here?
He definitely looks like more of an NFL quarterback than Dillon Gabriel, without a doubt.
Right.
Let me ask you,
lowest bar ever.
Let's say that this turns out to a total failure, right? Would you be okay with seeing Deshaun in the last game of the season?
I mean, I would for the comedic value. But
Good point.
I don't think they will because then
Zach slows down in car crashes. He's a rubbernecker.
they're facing their own embarrassment.
Yeah.
And they put a guy out there to get booed in his own stadium last week. Imagine what it will be like in week 16 or 17 if Deshaun Watson takes the field. He won't be able to get the play in because the boos from the 13,000 people that are there.
They won't be able to
so
introduce
loud.
the offense. I can
And
tell
it,
you
no, it
that.
won't be because it'll be all Steelers fans, all Bills fans in those games.
Well, the last week of the season against the Bengals, too, that would be funny because the Bengals have the worst defense, and he might actually play well.
That's a road game.
Hey, I joked yesterday that they should flex Titans Browns, but like if Shedeur's playing, one of those last games could.
I was just about to. I was about to ask you this. If
true.
If he plays, so here the big thing about it is we talked about it like okay, we've had big stories, right? The closest thing I think Albert Breer talked about it being like Tim Tebow thing on steroids. And I don't know if some of our audience realizes what Tim Tebow was back then. Like, if that is that on steroids, say he does play pretty well this game, how much of a crescendo does it get week by week as he keeps playing? Is that a thing that is going to exponentially grow?
It will crash if he doesn't play well, but if he plays well, it will grow. There's no doubt about it. And Tebow's a great. I worked for Fox when Tebow was a rookie. I got assigned to a preseason game, Jets-Bengals.
Yeah.
NFL Network had a TV camera that just never left the Jets sideline. It was on. He didn't get in until mid-third quarter, but starting 15 minutes before kick until he went in, it was just on him on the sideline.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it's similar. It is.
Yeah.
How many years ago was that? More than 10 now, right?
15.
15. Yeah. That was a long time ago. But if Shedeur plays poorly, it will crash out and Dillon Gabriel will be back in.
Right.
But if Shedeur plays well, it will build.
And he will stay quarterback.
You think he'll stay quarterback?
I'm not going to speak for this organization.
But that's like plays well. What does that look like?
184 yards.
I would say this, Jason.
No
That's a great question. What does it look like? But the two defenses you want to play are the next two on the schedule.
Absolutely.
The Niners are ravaged by injury.
Right.
And then you got the Titans after that.
And the so
this
the runway's there for Shaduer Sanders.
Yeah, 100%.
And to make your first start, get a full week of practice to be playing the Raiders, you could not have asked any better.
Now, we said 11-17, 180 to touchdown. If they lose the game and Dillon's cleared, Dillon's going back in, if those are his numbers.
That's right.
Dillon will play.
That is exactly right.
He's going to have to go 250, 270.
Why get Dillon back in there? I just don't get it. They think he's
The head
better?
coach wouldn't
I
say his
guess.
name until 4 days ago.
I'm
crazy.
telling people.
I understand if he's
you're right.
We're just reading the context,
Right.
Garrett. We don't make the decisions, but we're reading
Right.
the context.
Like,
He would not say his name until 4 days ago.
This,
So strange.
This is one that I told people, man. Look, in life, man, you get an opportunity. If you gotta overkill it, like it ain't no like let's like if it's even, you leaving. Like Tyvis say, hey, you gotta get you.
Right.
He has to come in here and show what you can do today. Like some people don't get no 3, 4, 5 opportunities. He got to come in there, win the football game, look like the dude. And I think if you listen to his press conference, I think he knows that because he talked about like the maturity and the speed has to ramp up to get it now.
Yeah.
I think he even knows that.
I think when you go back to the beginning of the season, you looked at it, and I thought Joe Flacco made sense for this reason. He throws 2 touchdowns, he throws 2 interceptions. You got a chance, you let your defense win it. Like if Shedeur does that, and they're not both pick sixes, then like that'd be fine, right? And then who knows if Dillon's cleared, they probably do go back to Dillon. But like that would give this team a chance to win this game.
Is that where you are on your bar? You really lowered it to that?
I could not be any lower. I've watched every game, Tyvis. I've been at every game for years. Every training camp practice for years. In different area codes, different states, different circumstances.
This is sad. When you watch Shedeur and that half that he played, what did you think his biggest flaw that he has to clean up for this game was?
The tucking the ball and thinking he's going to get away from the defense. He's got to take the sack right now or put it in the third row right now. When he runs around and turns his back, He'll be out of the league. If he continues to do that, he will be out of the league. He did it in the preseason game. He did it in a regular season game. So I would imagine the script is going to be get it out quickly, get some simple ones, get him in. And then when they bring the blitzes, when he is in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10 later in the game, he's got to throw it in the 3rd row rather than run around and take a 17-yard loss. And there's going to be mistakes. So it's not only just let it be a downfield pick and not a pick six, but it's how does he respond after after he throws that pick. I haven't seen the line. I would imagine he's like minus 500 to throw an interception.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. I mean, the Browns are a 4-point dog. I know they're on the road, but the Raiders just as bad, if not worse than them.
Both teams are 2-8.
Yeah, they're both horrible.
Right.
Jerry Jeudy's press conference yesterday. Do you know what's going on with him?
No idea. They pay him a lot of money to catch the ball, and he doesn't do it.
Yeah. I actually think the last 2 weeks have been his best weeks this year.
They have.
Which is, again, the bar is low.
Yeah.
And he made that great play where he broke the 3 tackles on that final drive, but he was miserable.
He's got ability, but it's been a miserable season.
I thought Scott Petrak was going to crap himself when he asked that last question.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so nervous asking
We're
the question.
we're at 51 weeks since that huge game, right, in Denver,
Yeah.
and then we haven't seen anything since.
Dang, that's a long time ago.
It was Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
I get this every day.
It's been a while.
Hey, listen. I look at it like this. If I'm Shaduer Sanders, Sean King did say something. He was like, there was the 3rd down play. I think the key to what he needs to do is understand what do I need to do to extend the play and not run around. I'm saying extend the drive, so to speak.
Yeah.
There was a play where Jerry Jeudy was on the out route. We looked at it in the film. Now I can't be bad. He dropped the dime, the gauge.
Right.
But that's part of the game as well. Is thinking 4, 5, 6, 7 steps ahead, not just in the moment. Do you think that he'll do that this week, or is that something that they're telling him? Tommy Rees is letting him know, hey, this is what we want you to do, and just live to fight another day.
I think that's probably the gist of what they're preaching to him, and I think it will be that. Now it's when you get in 3rd and 8 and you know the blitz is coming, what happens? But I think it's going to be a lot of rollout, a lot of get rid of it quick, and that's going to be the teaching point. Just throw it in the 3rd row and punt. Right, like both teams want to. That Raiders offensive line is awful.
Yeah,
it is awful. Now the Browns actually have a worse pressure rate allowed than the Raiders, but like when you just watched them last week under constant duress, Smith's throwing it over the middle. Can't do that. That's where it gets picked. Get rid of it.
Could we see Myles Garrett at 20 sacks by the end of this game? It's possible.
It's
right?
absurd to say, but it's realistic.
I mean, it's that crazy.
I mean, 10 in 3 games,
And
they've lost all 3.
Well, let me ask you this:
Like when Richard Dent did it in 1984, that was the greatest defense. 40 years later, we talk about that being the greatest defense ever constructed. Myles Garrett's out here on a 2-win team, having 10 sacks in 3 weeks.
Speaking of which, by the way, there's a documentary coming out next week about the Super Bowl Shuffle. Remember the Super Bowl Shuffle?
Yeah.
You're old enough for that. You probably don't remember that, Tyvis. You're too young. But yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's funny because Dustin and I were just talking this morning about that. Remember that stretch by Josh Gordon in 2014? 13, where he had those 4 games in a row where he had like 800 yards.
Yeah.
They lost all of those games too. The Browns like do these historic things.
Right.
It's crazy. But let me ask you this. This is really an impossible question, but I'm curious. You've covered the Browns forever. I know it's hard to judge different positions against each other. Is Myles Garrett playing at a higher level than any Browns player you've ever seen?
Yes. I mean, when Joe Thomas was a no doubt Hall of Famer by the 5th year of his career, but he was a left tackle that was always on losing teams. Right? You weren't judging that.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb has had a few years that were phenomenal.
Right.
They've coincided with Myles, and Myles is still going. Myles is better than ever.
Yeah.
So it's absurd. They're going to have the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And the Defensive Rookie of the Year. That is up
On
there
a
with
3 or 4.
Gordon got suspended.
Yeah.
Played on a 4-win team and won the receiving title.
You know how you just said that this next stretch is the worst defenses? So you telling me 8 and 9 is still possible?
Yes, you've believed it since day one. You were there first, Tyvis.
We got to go 6 and 1.
Shedeur make us go 6 and 1. It's done. I just shut it down.
I said before, my favorite part of home games is I was looking for you in the press box at halftime.
I wasn't there.
Well, that's why I couldn't find it. My favorite part is finding Tyvis at halftime and early in the season. The look on his face is like, they ain't going to win 8 games, are they? It's like, Ty, try to tell you, buddy, this is not an 8-win team.
Well, those days are over. He's now negative Tyvis, which we like.
Nah, I'm a realistic time.
Realistic Tyvis.
They've lost 14 of their last 16 games going into Sunday.
Yeah.
I got to see how this Sunday go. The Sunday. Who the lead receiver? Gage?
I think Cedric Tillman will be the leading receiver.
Zach, are you going on record in saying that the Browns will win or lose?
If I had to pick one, I would very easily pick loss. But I do think it will look better. And I do think that there's a chance that the Browns defense goes out and completely dominates and puts Shedeur in a position to where you just make 2 plays and avoid the backbreaker, and we got a chance to win this game. The Raiders are awful.
Why would the Browns lose to them?
The Browns are awful. Have you seen the first 10 games?
The Raiders are favored. That's how.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. How?
When you pull up the offensive numbers, the Browns are at the very bottom 2 in every single one.
Where's the Raiders?
They're about 3 spots above.
Yeah. I mean, they got Bowers.
They got Brock Bowers.
That's it. Genty is terrible this year.
Get him going.
It's not his fault.
No, it's not. But his line is terrible.
Yeah.
They got Trey Tucker, Northeast Ohio kid. Who's
He's had a good
career
season
for himself.
them.
Yeah.
But they traded Jacoby Myers, so he's gone. Yeah, they don't. I mean,
They feed Brock Bowers.
It's Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
That's it.
They go 2 and 3 tight end sets, right? And they feed
Michael
Brock
Mayer.
Bowers. Yeah.
So who will have more sacks, Max Crosby or Myles Garrett?
Oh, I mean, both of them are like the total's like 3.5. It's like absurd.
I mean, Myles Garrett might break the sack record at the end of this 3-game stretch. I don't think that's impossible.
Right, like I said, it should happen against Mason Rudolph. And
Yeah. Oh, that would be
But it's
sweet.
going to happen way
man.
before that.
Yeah.
Like he's going to crush the sack record.
Right? He's on pace for 25 and a half.
That's
He
crazy.
just has to stay healthy. That's
If he stays healthy, I mean, that's been the thing. That's the final hurdle for him. He's never had a big December.
He's never had a big December. That's right.
Miles needs strip sacks.
We can use that.
I've never had a 2-8 teams play where I am more excited to watch this game. I don't know. Like maybe it's because Myles Garrett is gonna. He could get 30 sacks.
That ain't why.
Shedeur.
why.
Shedeur.
No. Shedeur. Now, first, stop. Slow down. You know good and well where I was going with it. Let me get to it.
I'm sorry.
Let me get to it.
sorry.
I got the
Already
big
got the hand
watch.
up.
I got the big watch on.
You
Big
excited
watch.
about Geno Smith?
No, big watch, big chain on today.
Gino might get benched at halftime.
And I love the fact that he said, and by the way, nobody got me for my jewelry. I still got my jewelry. That was hilarious, by the way. No, but have you seen a 2 and 8
he
teams
he look at
where
social
people,
media.
like, I think the work, like, at 4:30, LeBron gonna be watching, Skip Bayless gonna be watching, Stephen A gonna be watching, Joe Varden gonna be watching, everybody.
Joe Varden.
Everybody.
It's a big company there.
Even if you cover, Shams is gonna be watching. It don't even matter if you cover on hoops.
Gee, let me tell you, well, I don't have to travel. This team is so awful. I don't go on the road. I got the call Tuesday afternoon. You're going to Vegas.
Hey, big dog, get your bags packed ready.
So
let's go.
You going?
He's in the building.
Don't let him pretend like he doesn't want to go.
Hey, don't act like
him.
This is how much I don't want to go. I am flying direct Sunday morning, nonstop, landing, going to the stadium, writing a story, going to the airport, and flying home.
Really?
I'm not even getting a room
We're
in
getting
Vegas.
It's Formula
and
One
coffee
weekend in
Jason on
Vegas, so
Monday morning.
logistically it's a nightmare.
Yeah, Mike said coffee and cocaine. Lloyd will be rolling in Monday because I'm on the show Monday. I'm taking a red eye home Sunday
listen,
night and coming right to the studio.
I'm trying to get him to wear a watch. He said he will not wear a watch and throw it up unless he throw for 500 yards.
I don't even own a watch.
517.
517.
I think if he throw for 300, Jason.
I'll go wrist up for 300.
for
300.
I was actually going to stay in Vegas an extra day and watch some college basketball. There's a big tournament out there that starts
Yeah.
Monday, but it's Shaduer Mania. I got to get home. So I'm not coming home Sunday night.
Right.
At least not yet. I might change to it because, like, who knows? My story that I wrote today is that, hey, the Browns are 2-8 and they're bad, but Shaduer's in and Myles is chasing history. Like, they're not boring.
That's it. We got 2 exciting storylines on this awful team.
We here?
Will
ready?
he get more sacks than Max Crosby? That's a great question.
It's a great question.
Our line is trash. We can't pick up a twist to save our life. It's sick. Oh, Kyle Hamilton and that D line had a field day running twist on that. It was sick.
Yeah.
The Raiders have anybody any good besides Crosby on their defensive line?
No, they gave Christian Wilkins all that money and cut him. They gave him $99 million guaranteed and then cut
Where
him.
is he at now?
Nowhere.
He's
He
not
did that.
signed.
He did some tricky stuff.
By the way, let me throw something at all of you guys because I've had a change of heart on this situation. We have talked about, and I know Jason and I were in agreement on this, that it probably made sense before the season to trade Myles Garrett. And the theory is, well, by the time the Browns are good, if they're ever good, he's going to be past his prime. But I was thinking about this in the last couple of weeks as we've been looking at the sack record. The 2 best defensive ends I've ever seen, pass rushing defensive ends, are Reggie White and Bruce Smith, for me, okay? They both played at a high level till their mid-30s. In fact, Bruce Smith, or one of them was still a Pro Bowler at 37 years old, and Bruce Smith had 6 sacks at age 40. Myles Garrett is more of a freak athlete than either of those guys. Barring catastrophic injury, there's no reason he couldn't play at a high level till at least 35. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
True.
I mean, that's what they're banking on. They
Okay,
extended him
so-
through
so
So
2030.
you have faith in the Browns putting a contender around him in the next 8 years? 6 years. How old is
Now-
he? 30?
He turns 30 next month.
All I'm saying is, I think in my mind I was thinking, well, it's just another year or two.
Yeah.
They can't turn around in a year or two. Again, whether it's Shaduer Sanders ends up being the guy, or they find him in next year's draft or the year after that, it is still possible that when he's 32, 33, they find that quarterback, and now Myles is winning games.
How old is he when they open the dome?
Oh, he turns 30 next month.
That's
so
all they
4
care
years.
about.
Yeah.
That's all they care about.
Maybe 34. Anybody going to bet against Myles Garrett still being at very least one of the best pass rushers at 34? I wouldn't bet
He'll
against
still
it.
be. He'll still be very, very
Exactly. So I'm going to try to stay a little positive.
Hey, listen. Hey, we gonna find out, man. Miles
go-
Garrett will be super excited if we can get the quarterback.
And you know what? Miles might push. He might get near 30 sacks this year, right? And
might.
it might push like to where has a realistic chance
Yeah.
to break every record.
I'll retire his
Well,
jersey
the
now.
all-time sack, obviously sacks weren't an official stat since '82, because there were guys before that might have. But
Right now.
officially, Bruce Smith's 200 sacks is the most. Do you think? I mean, he needs 82 and a half to get there.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something that would motivate him to play longer?
Sure, especially if he gets 10, 12 more this year.
Yeah.
Right.
It's November and he cooking like that.
Right. 7 games left. And
We
he's on
always
This is-
it's the December Miles that we got to show
Sure.
up.
This
Yeah.
is the only thing he has to play for. This is it.
Okay.
Right. He's got his money. He's
But
made his
hopefully the
commitment
team will
here.
catch up by the time.
No, I mean this year. Like
Yeah,
this
sure,
year,
of course.
The only thing he has to play
Yes,
for
yes.
is sacks. That's it.
I'm glad you brought up the name Bruce Smith. I got a great story.
Yeah.
I forget when he retired. Let's say it was
2004, I believe
Okay,
it
let's
was.
say it was 04.
Yeah.
As soon as he retired, when somebody went up to him and said, "Can I have your autograph?" he would sign it, Bruce Smith, HOF, class of 09. It was 5 years away, and that's what he was signing his autograph.
That's awesome.
If you're the all-time sack leader,
Yeah,
guess
I think you
could
get
do
away
that.
with that. That is a great story.
I got to interview Bruce. Have you guys ever seen his hand?
Yes.
The pinky on his hand.
Yeah.
Zach, I'll let you describe it because
Like his hands are like I mean, the biggest hand you've. Like I have a big hand.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
double the size of mine.
Oh my God.
but his pinky is at a 90-degree angle. It goes.
Oh, it's like this?
Yes.
What rapper had a song, Please Excuse My Hands? Was that Plies?
Yeah,
Okay.
his pinky.
I don't know what the hell happened there.
I got a buddy who got a pinky.
Paul and I looked at each other like, what are we supposed to do with this?
Like, what am I to do with that?
All right,
Somebody
Zach.
gonna say, who, what? Another plausible reason. Let's go, man.
All right,
Zach,
thank you
One Line
for joining
King
us.
comes back
We
with
appreciate it.
75 one-liners. Rewind that, hit the like
Will
button.
you do any gambling in Vegas?
No, I'll just be watching some football.
They
smart.
paid Jerry Judy
Stay
all
away
that
from
money to catch the ball, and he doesn't do that. It's so messed up.
It's factual.
It's messed up.
It is. Thank you, Zach. We
Appreciate you.